Thanks for watching Heretostay TV. I'm Glenn Hausman, and I'm with Dan Dickinson of SACO, the service department company. Now, Dan, as Director of IT, you are on the front lines of technology, and wow, have we seen a lot of changes happening there. What's it like for you?
It's busy.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing in our industry is we're moving away from the smaller units to apart hotel units, and that brings with it a whole new set of challenges because these units behave like hotels. So
right.
The next one we're opening in Manchester is around 160 units. It's going to have 4 F&B outlets. It's going to have a cocktail bar. It's going to have a cafe. It's going to have a co-working space. So making sure that we've got all the technology in there, which not only delivers the home from home in the apartments that we try and give, but also into those public spaces so you can behave and work and drink and eat all in that one space. That's a big challenge for technology.
I love it. I want to talk a lot about the technology, but the co-working space, I think that is the future.
Okay.
We just had some reports in Amsterdam from the Service Department Summit Recharge at SACO, and they had the co-working space. I love it. I think it's great. So let's talk a little bit about the opportunities you have by transforming the business from onesie, twosie apartment units to wholly inclusive apart hotels.
Okay, so I think the opportunity we have is as soon as you own the front desk, you can do so much more with those guests. You can provide more service, you can provide a better service, you get to know them better, so the whole guest experience is enhanced as soon as you have that front desk.
Right.
We can introduce more technology into that process as well. In our apart hotel in London, we get a lot of guests from the East. They may not be so good in English, so we can make sure that we have technology that facilitates not having to talk to someone when you don't know the language, that allows you to use your mobile phone to check into apartments. We have that running in some of our apartments in London. And then the co-working space, I think, is a fantastic opportunity so people don't have to leave to get on with their work. They can do everything they want in that space.
Right.
So it's providing really fast Wi-Fi, really simple stuff. So technology is all about simplicity, really.
So what was the impetus for change to go from the couple apartments here and there to a fully inclusive building? Is it related to technology, or is it just a confluence of things maybe coming together?
I think it's a simpler business model. I mean, obviously you get an economy of scale in terms of the cost overhead,
right.
So it's easier to manage. When you're managing lots of blocks in different places, technology can help that, but it's difficult for an apartment manager to be managing an estate which is spread over the whole of East London, for example.
Right.
So it's a simpler business model, and I think it's a better business model for the guests.
Is it a fair characterization to say that perhaps technology is allowing you to put these together, and maybe I think what I'm trying to say is it's a maturation of the business that's allowing for that to happen, and the technology just enables it.
Absolutely. Technology is always business-led and then an enabler to deliver that business model.
Right.
And we are seeing a maturity in the service apartment world, which means apart hotels is where we think it's going, and technology is allowing us to deliver not just the technology in the apartments, but the back-of-house systems and the distribution systems through the OTAs, the Airbnbs of this world, so that we can get all of that product in as many shop windows as possible. And technology is a driver for that.
What are you most excited about?
Wow, robots.
Robots?
Robots.
Yeah.
So there's a robot wandering around here somewhere.
Yeah, I saw it.
She was trying to
it
sell
was an
something.
IBM version, right?
Yeah. So I think not robots as we imagine robots, but robotics in the back end, whether that be AI, whether that be bots that understand exactly what it is you're trying to do and facilitate that journey for you. That's where technology is going.
So not robots like Tweaky from
I
Buck
love
Rogers,
Tweaky.
right? I like to keep my references timely, so going back to the 70s.
If we can have R2D2 at reception, I'm fully for it. But joking aside, that journey facilitating things like Brexit are going to be very difficult for our industry.
Right.
The pressure on labour, finding labour to fulfil those roles which are typically fulfilled by our European colleagues, that's going to need more automation to facilitate that.
That's interesting. So Brexit's going to be a labor issue to you, because I'm from the United States, and we're having the same issues with... I know, you can hardly tell. I sound so very British.
You do indeed.
I have been saying brilliant a lot, so
Fantastic.
we got that going for me. But in the United States, we're shifting from one type of economy more to a service economy. And are you seeing the same thing happening here? And with and I guess your challenge is with immigration kind of being cut off with a lack of freedom of movement, that's going to cause you some issues.
Absolutely. I mean, I was reading the paper this morning about fruit farmers in this case, and the government saying they're going to have to facilitate movement of workers to do this job, and it's going to be the same in hospitality. Hospitality is full of European workers, so we need to somehow make either that pool of resource work for us,
right,
or find technology to allow us to get away with less resource. And that's where I come in. How do I automate that experience all the way through from, oh, I'm thinking of staying somewhere, to, oh, I'm thinking of staying somewhere again. There are so many touch points for technology in that journey, including front desk and automating that reception area, that it's going to be a winner.
I feel like you're telling me that in your case, technology is going to enable better customer service, because a lot of the issues I see in the pure hotel business is I worry that technology is going to interfere with connecting with the guest.
Yeah. So the service department industry as a whole has always prided itself on that customer experience.
Right.
So it's not a volume game, it's not stack them high and shift them fast, it's about building a relationship with the guest. In some of our properties, the guest gets taken to their room, shown everything, so we still have that very strong connection.
Right.
And I think technology can enhance that. So we've been deploying a new back-end CRM solution to gather more data about our guests, and we're trying to present that data back through our reservation systems and our apps so that our people know about the guests before they even arrive. So, oh, Mr. Dickinson, second time you stayed with us, you like room 104 before,
right,
would you like that again? Last time your wife was with you, do you want us to put some flowers in the room? That kind of stuff. So technology really helps build that relationship.
So that's where the robots come in, right? Being able
to show you to your room. It's going to be fantastic.
So the idea of really understanding the guests, is it more just what's happening within the confines of the building, or is it more of you folks being an entree to the community and using that CRM to say, oh, we know you love falafel, here's a great place to get it?
Yeah, I think, well, both of those things. For me, like I say, the customer journey starts when you think, oh, I need somewhere to stay, and ends when you check out and think, oh, that was great, I'm going to stay there again. That whole customer journey has touch points that technology can help with. So making sure that we've got the tech that allows that, whether that's through the data, through the CRM, whether that's, we've all got these things in our pockets that everyone carries around, this computer with you. So we should use that as an interface to give you more information and make your stay with us better. And that naturally exposes cross-selling to other products,
right,
and exposes the industry as a whole to more guests. We think, great, this is better than a hotel.
Yeah, I think so. I'm loving the service apartment experience. I find that it makes me feel more connected to a community, right? But what about the future as we're going down? You know, not more robots, but what are you most excited about if you can synthesize it down to a single thing?
Wow, okay, that's a big one.
Or just be incredibly vague and just say everything.
What am I excited about? I'm really excited about, for us, the opportunity to deploy so many more properties under our brands and make the tech in there as futuristic and as easy to use as possible.
Right.
So that there's a real, in the technology world, we try and make things as simple as possible. So we've gone from the days where it was a green screen and you really had to know what you were doing to, if I press 3 buttons, I can book myself a table for dinner and I can order something from the web. That's where we need to be. The simplicity of that journey is where we need to be. And the co-working spaces, again, opens us up to that opportunity, to that community, like I say. So I think it's all there. It's all there for the taking.
Yeah, I love it. Any final thoughts?
R2D2 is my final thought.
All right. We got R2D2. I'm more of a BB-8 fan, but that's just me these days. Although R2D2's classic robot, love it. So for Dan Dickinson, me, Glenn Hausman, and Tweaky the Robot, thanks for watching Here to Stay TV.